it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and today I want to talk about a topic that came to my attention about a year or so ago. I was doing a review on the Bushnell TRS-25, and I was kind of upset because when I looked through the optic, the red dot was not very clear. It was kind of like a Burning Man. It was very flared out. It looks like it had arms and legs. It was definitely not a clear, crisp red dot like I was expecting. So I was a little bit upset about that. I started watching reviews and talking to other people, and it wasn't until I read through some of the comments that were on my video that I noticed one of my subscribers had mentioned that I may have an astigmatism. Now, I found his comment very intriguing for two reasons. One, because I had never heard that an astigmatism could actually cause distortion in a red dot, and two, because I go to the eye doctor pretty regularly, at least once every year, to get a new prescription. I wear corrective lenses, and I had never been told that I had an astigmatism before. But I did actually have an upcoming appointment, so the timing couldn't have been any better. I thought I'll bring this up to my doctor. Well, I brought it up to my eye doctor. I had him take an extra look to see if I had an astigmatism, since, you know what, it wasn't the same doctor that I had seen before. Well, upon looking into my eyes, the doctor right away said, yes, you actually do have a mild astigmatism. I'm going to give you a set of contacts that should correct that. I wanted you to try these. Now, I explained to him the whole red dot thing, the flares, the Burning Man looking little red dot, and he actually turned out to be a shooter, so he knew what I was talking about. So he sent me home with these contact lenses, tried them on, and the second that I looked through my red dot, it was a clear, crisp dot. So there was something to that whole astigmatism thing. Well, that led me into almost an entire year of research on the topic. I've been reading a lot on it, reading about different things, ways to correct it, and for those people that don't really have poor vision, that don't need contact lenses or vision correction, that may still have a small astigmatism, I wanted something to be able to tell you guys, for those people that are out there, how to get a red dot that will also correct that same problem, but without having to wear corrective lenses. Now, I own quite a few red dots. These are two very popular ones right here, Holosun Optics, the 403G and the HS515C. And these are both very similar in the fashion that they project a beam of light onto the interior of the front lens. That light then reflects back to your eye, and that is how your eye perceives that little red dot. So if you have an astigmatism, that reflection that's coming off of that glass will actually be a little bit distorted. Now, if you don't want to go the way of corrective contact lenses or something like that, there are options out there for you. Now that we've, kind of gone over the whole thing about astigmatism and how, yes, it absolutely definitely does affect the quality and clarity of a red dot, try checking out prism scopes. They make prism scopes in red dots, they make prism scopes with BDC and different types of reticles. But basically what a prism scope is it uses reflection and refraction in order to bring the light back to your eye. So the light that you're seeing in your eye on a prism scope, you may have been reflected and refracted multiple times before it actually gets to your eye, and it makes the sight clearer. Now, Vortex, Blurry, a lot of companies actually make Prism Sights. I was very surprised to find out how many actually make very good prism scopes and prism sights. Now, you can get one-time sights, you can get magnified optics, whatever the case might be, that has a prism in it instead of just a standard reflective lens. That will help eliminate the flaring. If you don't want to get any type of corrective lens, you just want to look through and see a clear dot, I suggest using a prism scope, a prism dot. It's going to help correct that. Now, the nice thing about prisms, too, is they tend to have etched glass on the front. So if for some reason your battery runs out or you don't want to deal with that little red dot, whatever the case might be, when you turn off a prism scope, something that has etched glass on the front, you will still be able to see a reticle even without that bright red glow. So that is a nice feature. They do tend to cost a little bit more money because there's, a little bit extra components. A lot of them use a triangular prism. So it's a prism basically that has three equal sides to it, and the light gets reflected or refracted through that prism. So very interesting stuff, but it is a correction. So if you're one of the probably 1,000 people now that have asked me about astigmatism and red dots and how did I fix mine, because that really led to the creation of this video, go with a prism scope or get corrective lenses. Those are two of the easiest ways to fix the problem. It is a problem that I found out affects a large number of people. And it can be corrected with regular glasses, so lenses that are outside the eye, contact lenses. Those will definitely correct your vision, or a prism scope. Vortex Spitfire is a very popular prism scope that a lot of people use, and I've even talked to people now that have astigmatisms that have used that scope and say it's beautiful. The glass looks clear, the reflection looks clear, the red sight looks amazing, and so they all give me a thumbs up on the Vortex optics that use prisms. So check them out. You know, I'm not sponsored in any way by Vortex. I'm not trying to feed you guys anything. I'm just trying to help those people out there that have the same issue that I do. So thank you all very much for watching. Go get your eyes checked if you're seeing blurry red dots. Or, you know what? A little trick that I'll tell you guys a little trick before this is over. I actually looked through my camera, my video camera and my cell phone camera to take a picture of the red dot before I had my new corrective lenses. And when I did that, I noticed that through the camera lens, it was nice and crystal clear. It was a nice little 2 MOA red dot. This one has a circle on it, very crisp, very clear. But when I looked through my eyes, it wasn't clear anymore. So you're talking about getting different refraction through the lens on your camera. If your camera uses a prism as well, like some binoculars do, you might actually be able to see whether or not it's your eyes or the actual optic itself. So just a little trick right there to see whether or not it's your eyes or not. But thank you all very much for watching. I hope this helps some people. Have a great day.